Hey YouTube, it's me, Roxy. You may not hear my voice often, and when you do, it's usually scripted in some form. Like, let's say, in a form of a joke, or something that I've written out previously. So, this may be a little bit strange. I'm not necessarily one to talk randomly, and, you know, hey YouTube, it's me, Roxy. So, this may seem a little bit weird, and I'm horrible at intros, so bear with me as I'm doing this. It's not necessarily something that's normal for me, but I was on my Facebook page for my YouTube channel the other day, and there was an old comment that I remembered where someone suggested that instead of putting music to the 642 Things to Draw series, that I put commentary just to switch things up every now and again. Oddly enough, I agree. I would love to put commentary. I just, typically speaking, don't know what to talk about. So, the one thing that I thought people would find vaguely interesting, if at all, seeing that my views are typically 0, but that something that people would find vaguely interesting is why I make videos and the purpose of my YouTube channel. TLDR, it's not views or recognition in a wider sense, because I mean, the content on it isn't necessarily shit. So I recognize that my channel is basically shit. That being said, I enjoy making videos. I don't make videos for the wider audience. I make videos about things that interest me, so that maybe one day someone surfing the void that is the internet will find them and also find an interest in a kingship in my weird interests. Actually I'm going to go into a few of my interests right now of why I on the channel. You will notice a lot of text-to-speech. This is things like the Aesop Fables series, the joke series, every so often the random videos I post up. This is because I like torturing bad text-to-speech programs. Good text-to-speech programs know how to pronounce words. Bad text-to-speech programs don't. And I love screwing around with them. Finding the hardest text to read for like a normal person that's really high level, and just putting it through this bad text-to-speech program and seeing how badly they mess it up. This is why earlier in the channel you will see a lot of terms of service things. This is because terms of service have really large, big words, messing them up more. Obviously, these don't necessarily get a lot of views, except for the one that is about sexual content on YouTube for some reason. I think it's the word sex, but it's literally, and I mean literally, just the terms of service and the community guidelines for sexual content on YouTube. Not trying to fool anyone. Anyways, I love messing up bad text-to-speech programs. This is why you will see a lot of it on my channel. It's not necessarily good content, but it amuses me, and I like to see that. The other kind of thing that I really like is weird, eclectic hobbies, like shortwave radio. Ever since I was a kid, I've been playing with shortwave radios, and it wasn't until just recently where I got my own. And I've been playing around and listening to things, and I would want to show friends and family the discoveries that I made. Typically speaking, they're doomsday preachers and things like that, which I will get to in a moment. But these things amuse me. They amuse me, and I wanted to show the internet, because hopefully there is somebody else out there that loves listening to weird, screwed up doomsday prophecies made by weird people everywhere. This is why you will notice lot of shortwave radio because you get a lot of religious content that normal channels like the internet and normal broadcast television and all that will generally bury. So I love that aspect of it. Every so often I'll find some actual good content, like I think recently, I was looking through my recordings and I recently found one, like a short program about, what was it? I think it was like history of radio. I can't remember which station it was. It's obviously going to go up on my channel at some point, so you'll find it. But like, I'll find content like that, but doomsday preachers are my weak point. I love doomsday preachers and doomsday prophecies. I also like train wrecks. Like, if you've noticed at all the Christian content on my channel, I like watching train wrecks, and I don't even know how to describe that. Like, I like watching train wrecks and car crashes, not in a physical sense, but in an internet sense. People that just are so fucking cringy that it's so golden. They just don't get it. This is why you will see Christian content on my channel, because I thought that Christian was a very infamous figure on YouTube and the internet in a whole that more people knew. They don't. And if they did know, they're not up on the recent thing about the merge and all the chaos involving that, which, ironically enough, is definitely in lines with the doomsday preacher side of things, because it's the merge is basically a weird, I don't want to use that word, a weird rapture of sorts. So is Christian the second coming of God? No. But I like to think that Brother R.G. Stairs of the Overcomer Ministry, when he's talking about the Christ coming and all that, somehow connecting spiritually with Christian, the CPU, and yeah, it's I like shit shows. I like train wrecks. I'm gonna share my interests on my channel with the world, and hopefully someone else there is watching. Typically speaking, I don't think there is, but you know, maybe you have interest in this as well, and you like watching it. If I had better editing skills, I probably would get a better, wider audience. I don't, though. I also don't have a lot of money to spend on a giant, nice, big computer for editing or anything like that. And in all honesty, it's not worth it for the content that I make. So I will try to find things that make it vaguely appealing and try my best, which is why you see this particular editing style. It will update and change over time. It already has. If you look at my earlier videos, the as I learned features of hit film, new things happen. So like, for example, in the Christian update, you'll notice there's still errors and all that, but I've learned how to use masks, so it makes it easier to make the videos that way. Ooh. Yeah, don't fall. Ow. So that made things easier to work with. So I mean, over time, I will learn more features. I have also gotten transitions, like filters and things like that, to make things more interesting. So if you've seen, I think it's, as I'm experimenting with those, you're going to see those more, but don't hold up your hopes for like some great, amazingly edited content. I suck at editing, and obviously I suck at voiceovers, as you could tell. So I know there's always going to be a level of awkward cringe in my videos, just because I don't know how to do anything better right now. But as I practice and do things more, you'll notice more changes in that. And I just hope that some people will stick around for my to see my interest in all this unfold, of course, on my YouTube channel, and see what kind of interesting things I could find. It's not going to be riveting content. It might not always be like 10 minutes or like anything like that. I'm not definitely no PewDiePie. But if I could at least amuse like maybe 1-2 people, I'm happy. Like, I'm not asking for much. I'm basically just making these so I could show friends and family what weird little things that I'm interested in. So when they look back, or like when they're looking around, they have some kind of weird things, particularly the shortwave, because shortwave radio listening is not necessarily a hobby that is common among people in general, let alone people my age. So finding weird things on the radio is exciting for me, but maybe not for somebody else. So I would like to show interest in that. Anyways, thank you very much for your time so far, and I hope to be doing more of these in the future. I thank you very much for staying around, and just like intros, outros are definitely not my thing either. So I hope you have yourself a nice day. Bye.